Many ways you could get to the site. You could go to HHMI Bio Interactive and click on Click and Learn, but just from a Google search, Understanding Climate Change HHMI, my link here, I can click on, and that's going to take me to the site. I can download the app, but instead I'm just gonna launch it so that I don't have to download anything on an iPad or a Chromebook, etc. Once you have opened the application, you have the option to go through a little bit of an introduction. I would not even call it a tutorial, or you can skip that introduction. And really, what the introduction does is help show you the meaning of the different colors. The red are causes, yellow, processes, how things are happening, and blue being measurable changes. Just a few more pages to click through for that introduction, and it's going to shoot you back out to where you would be if you said skip the intro. So this is where you are when you skip the intro. On the left-hand side, you have, again, those three colors, and you can select which of these icons you would like to see. So let's make this really simple and only look at causes of climate change. Burning of fossil fuels. I can take that cause and I'm going to drop that right on that little factory. I have some additional icons up at the top where I can add lines. I can drag the icons around if I don't like where they are. And I can also look at that framework, look at that poster that shows all of the connections. Undo and delete. So I can just click on it and move it around if I don't like where I initially put it. If I've drawn an arrow connecting two different things, I can go back to the hand tool to move things around. So burning of fossil fuels, let's look at a yellow on how that is affecting Earth's system. There are quite a few icons to choose from. I'm going to select greenhouse effect. And if I wanted to, all the way on the far right, I can even drop in a blank one that I could type in. I want to get rid of that blank one, go up here and delete. Oh no, it deleted all my work. I guess now I know. So I'll start back over again and go back to burning of fossil fuels. Yellow, and go to greenhouse effect. I can draw an arrow connecting those things. Do I want solid, gray, dotted? I guess that just depends. I click on one icon and click on another, and now I've drawn a line between them. I can move around where that line goes, and then I can also add a description and talk about what's going on. And these connections are going to be probably some of the most important stuff that you're interested in seeing that your kids can explain those connections. I'd like to add another cause, and I'd like to talk about heating up of global temperatures. So maybe I'll add in absorption of sunlight and the carbon cycle. And I'd also like to talk about measurable changes. So air temperature. I'll make a connection between the greenhouse effect and the absorption of sunlight, between absorption of sunlight and air temperatures. I can go back to that hand tool and move things around. And if I just want to get rid of something, I can click on that and drag it back down to the bar at the bottom, and it is gone. I'd like to add some additional changes that are related. I'm going to add in snow and ice cover and sea level rise. draw a connection between air temperature and snow and ice, and I can make a note here about how warmer temperatures melt ice. I can add another connection and talk about snow and ice related to sea level rise and talk about how melting ice enters the sea. Additional features, system model name. You could have the student's name put in there and block 3, description, maybe the prompt that you give the students to work with. They can save that to their computer, save it to Google, and they can save this to Google Drive. I can also export this as a PowerPoint or even fill in the blank PowerPoint. Downloaded, we'll open that up here. So here's a fill in the blank version. Maybe this is something you as a teacher want to make and have students fill out for an assessment. You can also change the background, which is pretty cool. So it doesn't have to be this image. You can import images relating to your local city.